Hi, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hi. Let me just check. I see that I'm live, but if you're here, if you're seeing this, let me know. Type in the comments. Hello, so I know I'm not speaking to myself. Hi, everyone. Wow. Okay. Let's see, can I hear myself? There we go. Okay, I can hear myself. Yay. All right. So sorry about the change in time. I know I said it was going to be first at 30 after, then I pushed it back, then I pushed it forward. So yes, I wasn't sure. So here's what happened, everyone. First of all, say hi if you're here, just so that I know that you're here and you want to say where you are in the world. I'd appreciate it. If you don't know me, I'm Powering True Crime Alex, and I have been covering this case from the beginning. And a few updates for everyone and some surprises. So today was supposed to be a scheduling conference, which is basically where, hello from Tennessee, is basically where all the attorneys get together to decide when they're going to schedule the next hearing, be it a preliminary hearing, a motion hearing, whatever it is, whatever they want to do. And it was supposed to be an in-person hearing, and then there was a little Webex link, and I noticed this yesterday, and I was like, I kind of like put a pin in that because in the past they've had in-person hearings where there have been Webex links and we weren't able to enter. So I figured that was probably just for, with parties involved and they can join remotely. And it turns out that it was it was part of like the regular hearing today. In the past, Jared has had his own day scheduled for different hearings, but I guess because it was a scheduling conference, no big deal. They just lumped his hearing today with all the rest of the hearings. There were jail hearings and other cases being heard today. So I joined. I don't know if you joined, let me know in the comments because you were there. It was all of about 2 minutes for his part, but we had to hear. There was an interpreter. I happen to be Hispanic, so I understand Spanish, but there was an interpreter that was covering multiple cases. So they were before, and then there were some jail cases, and then finally, about maybe 15 minutes ago, they had the private hearings came in, and one of those was Jared Leisek, and his attorney Kara Tangara was there, and they were all online. So that was interesting. I didn't see anybody on their team in person. Did anybody else see them? Anybody else in person? And so what ended up happening is the prosecutor is J. Wesley Mangum. And apparently he's been part of the team, but everybody keeps saying he's a new attorney. He's a new attorney. He's been part of the team for a while now, and I'm going to share some documents now in a second. But the previous lead prosecutor, Eric Butler, was the one on the case. He was the attorney that was listed on the case, and now it's J. Wesley Mangum. So they were supposed to have a preliminary hearing on Monday, so just a couple days ago, July 10th. And that was canceled, that was vacated by J. Wesley Mangum. And he actually said today that it was because he had a scheduling conflict, so he wasn't able to attend that meeting on the 10th. And so basically, for everybody who wants to know, scheduling conferences are just prosecutor and the defense attorney get together and schedule the next hearing, whatever is going to be, preliminary hearing, motion hearing. And so Tangaro, the defense attorney, said that she was busy she had trial hearings all through August, and so she was really only available in September. And so they just set the next hearing for September 11th, Monday, September 11th. So that is when the preliminary hearing will be scheduled. And for those of you who aren't aware, preliminary hearing is where they find if there is sufficient probable cause to go to trial. So it's pretty serious. It's a serious hearing, right? So, and it's important. It's important for the state to present their case, see if there is sufficient probable cause. Obviously, if the defense, if they do find that there is sufficient probable cause, they'll go to trial, and who knows how long that could take. At this point, all of this came to light back in November. So if this does go to trial, it'll probably be at least by November. So that was it, actually. It was very quick. It's going to be an in-person preliminary hearing in Manti, and it's going to be scheduled. They have it scheduled for all day from 9 to 5 p.m. And so we'll see at that point if there isn't, a motion to dismiss or anything else before then. That will be, the preliminary hearing will be set. As soon as it gets into the court calendars, I'm very big on, I don't like this hearsay, or even if they talk about it in court, there are many times, as we've seen throughout this case, where the court hearings have been changed. They've been rescheduled. So once it's in the court calendars, I will let you know, and I'll definitely make a new post about that just to confirm that the new date is in the calendar. And so, do you guys, anybody have any questions? Subi from Tennessee, was anybody on the hearing today? Anybody present today? Let me know. And I'm just going to share one last thing with you all before we end today. And that is, hi, Jessica. I saw you there. Anything on your end that you'd like to share? Oh, yes. It was supposed to be an in-person hearing. Yes. And I saw the Webex yesterday, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Why is there a Webex here? Maybe it'll be for somebody to attend remotely, somebody who wasn't able to go in person. And then not only was it open to anybody who wanted to go in, but there were several other hearings. So it was a stacked day. I thought that was very, very strange. And Jessica, another thing is, I noticed that you mentioned that the DA did not, or the prosecutor hadn't told Hero, the victim, that the preliminary hearing had been canceled. And that's now multiple times that's happened, which is completely unacceptable. Thank you so much, Sue. Appreciate that. And trust me, the other side is also down on the DA and the prosecution. So on this side, they're like, there's not enough evidence. How could this have been? Why are we even here? And on the other side, they're not giving any updates to the victim. And so it's definitely, in my humble opinion, pretty messed up. Well, today, what the new prosecutor, the new lead prosecutor said is that his schedule was not, that he had a conflict on Monday. That's what he said. And so that's why they had to schedule a new preliminary hearing. So in this case, it was the prosecutor who asked for the new date. That's what he said today. Now, Jessica, or anybody here, is some people keep telling me there's a new attorney, the new attorney, the new attorney. And my understanding, just based on my research, is that the new lead prosecutor, who is J. Wesley Mangum, I think that's how you say his last name. Did I get that correct? Mangum. He's been a prosecuting attorney for a while. I think the distinction is whether or not Eric Butler, who was the previous lead prosecutor, and now it's Jay Mangum, but he's been part of this team. So it's not like it's like a completely new hire for the prosecution. I'm trying to get clarity on that, and I haven't gotten clarity on that yet, but and some people have said that the Eric Butler has been fired, but I have not found that, and I haven't found any evidence of that. So if anybody has any evidence of that, I'd appreciate if you let me know, just so that we get all the facts straight. So for those of you tuning in, the scheduling conference was held today. It was very quick. The prosecutor said apparently he was not available on Monday the 10th, which is when the preliminary hearing was scheduled. The new date was scheduled for September 11th. And so that's when the preliminary hearing will be held. Preliminary hearing is to see if there's sufficient probable cause to take the case to trial. So it's a very important date. And there have been several preliminary hearings. This will be the third time it's been scheduled. And because of changes of attorneys, right? So the first time it was a new defense attorney. This second time, it's because of the prosecuting attorney had a conflict. Hello, Melissa. Welcome. Yeah. I mean, I know that attorneys constantly have these different scheduling conferences, but the fact that, this has been like the scheduling nightmare, or, like the schedule, I don't even know how to say it, but it's been like a scheduling nightmare, right? Everything keeps getting delayed on one side or the other side. You see, this is what I don't understand. Why do they need a freaking hearing for this, right? Couldn't the two sides have just gone together behind the scenes and just been like, hey, when are you free? Hey, when are you free? And then just put that in. To me, it sounds, propose that behind the scenes. Like, why do they need to schedule it, to have a whole scheduling conference just that? Hi, Melissa, welcome. I'm happy you're here. So while everybody's here, I'm just going to share something real quick, which is an article that I found. Okay, so this is Sanpete County. It says that the county attorney is Kevin Daniels and the deputy county attorney is J. Wesley Mangum, who is the prosecuting attorney on this case. He's the one who's listed as the attorney for the state. Okay. Now, there was an article, I'm going to share that. Sanpete. There was an article in the Sanpete Messenger. This was from July 9th to 2021. And it says, the new Sanpete County deputy attorney has seen his share of the world, but he's eager to settle down in the Sanpete Valley. Eric Butler officially started the job June 12th. He said he is looking forward to working alongside County Attorney Kevin Daniels and the other Deputy Attorney Wes Mangum and the other courthouse staffers in the Utah's 6th Judicial District. So what does this tell me? If Wes Mangum is the new prosecutor, it's not that he's necessarily new on board. The question I have is, was Eric Butler just moved off the case? Was he fired? I have people commenting on my posts telling me that they got rid of Eric Butler. So that's what I'm trying to confirm. If that's why all of this is happening, that they have this new, or was it just like a procedural thing? Like maybe Eric Butler had a conflict because he had another trial that he was working on and he moved it to West Mangum. So I'm trying to get clarification on that because I have a lot of people in my comments telling me it's new. It's like they're basically blaming Eric Butler and the new prosecutor, and I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not convinced yet until I see some proof. The legal system likes to do everything the most awkward way possible. Yes. And let's just talk about here for a second the fact that there have been a lot of clerical errors in this case as well. Misspellings, important details on legal documents that have been like one word was either missing or misspelled or wrong and can change the meaning of a legal document. So there have been a lot of very, very strange errors in this. I mean, there are some who theorize that it's been done on purpose I don't know. I don't have proof of that, obviously, but it's just very, very strange. Right. And so when I looked him up on LinkedIn, he's still listed as a DA, as a district attorney, which is a pretty big deal. So if anyone has actually what I plan to do before the hearing went live today, what I planned to do was call the clerk to confirm, to ask some questions and confirm all of this, and then the hearing happened, and so I didn't want to miss anything, so I didn't get a chance to call. But I did want to find out if there was any clarification on that. So hello. I see a few more people tuning in. I just wanted to give a quick recap. Hi, everyone. My name is Empowering True Crime Alex, and I cover everything from missing persons, survivors, and anyone who doesn't have a voice. I really want us collectively to be empowering voices for the voiceless. And so if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you do. And this is a case that I've been following and covering since the beginning. And so I don't plan on letting up. I want to continue to bring you guys as much factual information as possible. And and open, of course, to discussing different aspects of this case. And the next court hearing will be the preliminary hearing on September 11th. So that was the reason that, according to the scheduling hearing today, which was open to the public, is that the new lead prosecuting attorney on the case, Wes Mangum, was not available. He had a conflict on Monday the 10th, which was just 2 days ago. And so he asked to reschedule it for September 11th. It was all of 2 minutes of a hearing. So super, super quick. Right. That's a really good point about Eric Butler. And sometimes people either get let go or they resign, and then they just don't update their LinkedIn, or they don't update, like they do it quietly. And so I don't have any proof, so I don't want to say either way, but I have people in my comments telling me, saying things like facts that I can't confirm or prove. Yeah. So I will probably do a little video right on that thing about the attorneys. Once I know, if I get any confirmation, I will definitely do a separate video on that, because I've gotten actually so many comments about that I think it warrants its own video. I'm going to try to do a little bit more research, call the clerks and all that, and see what else we can get on that. So I think that's it. This was super, super quick update. If anyone has any questions, let me know now. And if Jessica's still here, if there's a question for her, feel free to post it. If anyone had anything specifically that. But one thing I did want to say for those of you who are just joining in, I know that Jessica did say that the victim had not been notified of the canceling of the preliminary hearing, which is completely unacceptable for any prosecutor not to notify a victim of changes in the court hearings. I mean, that's very disappointing. Right? So I heard that the second I said, I was like, well, I'm not sure I would want a court hearing on that day, but everybody was available, so I guess they made it happen. But that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that. I was like, you really want to meet and have a preliminary hearing on that day? Okay, fine. Yeah, clarification is definitely warranted. Awesome. All right. Well, if anyone has any other questions, damn. Usually I have my hair down, but I worked out earlier today because I wasn't expecting to be coming on today. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it's very hot here in Florida. So if I'm not going to have my hair down and beautiful, it's got to be up in a ponytail. All right, everyone. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in live. And I will, as soon as I hear anything else, I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. And if you haven't yet subscribed, appreciate if you do. And let's be the empowering voices for those who can't speak for themselves, survivors, missing persons, and others who need our support. And please like this video. It'll help to get it out into the algorithm. And thank you. Thank you for saying I look pretty today, because I don't feel that, but thank you. Sometimes we have to have others, kind of like shine light on you, right? So thank you. And I always appreciate your wisdom and insight into all the cases that I cover. All right, everyone. Really, really appreciate you. And until the next one, I will hopefully be doing, by the way, I will hopefully be doing lives at least once or twice a week from now on, because there's just too much news going on, and my style of creating videos takes longer than I can really create content for. Until I find somebody who can help me edit my videos, I think it just makes more sense to do lives. So I think I'm going to continue to do lives. Oh, and I still see people coming and tuning in. So you can watch the replay on this, and I hope you have an amazing day. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye.